Denji has a simple dream: to live a happy and peaceful life, spending time with the girl he likes. This is a far cry from reality, however, as Denji is forced by the Yakuza into killing devils in order to pay off his crushing debts. A few years ago, Denji's father died, leaving a debt of 700,000 yen to the Yakuza. Like it or not, he was the one who finally had to pay off his father's debt. At the funeral, Denji was approached by an injured chainsaw devil. He actually had resigned to his fate and asked the devil to finish him off, but Denji changed his mind and asked the devil to suck his blood to save him and make a contract. Some time they had spent together. Denji named the devil Pochita. He used Pochita's abilities to do his job. Denji is good friends with Pochita and advises him to continue a normal life even when Denji is dead. Pochita remembers Denji's words. In addition to cutting down trees, Denji also works as a devil hunter to pay off his debt, which has now far increased to 38 million yen. Although he has sold his kidney, right eye, and his nuts, it is still far from being paid off. Pochita smelled a devil scent not far from there. They both rushed to the location and defeated the devil. Even though the devil's carcass was expensive on the black market, Denji only received a small amount of wages due to other costs being deducted. Denji is a typical person who is ready to do anything for little money. Where he lives is just a shabby hut. He is forced to only eat a piece of bread that he eats with Pochita. It's really a pathetic life. His dream is simple: spending time with the girl he likes. Just now, he dreamed about it. The old man came knocking on the door and took him away to kill the devil. Denji was taken to an abandoned warehouse. Even though he didn't see any devils, he continued to follow until the old man stopped his footsteps. Someone stabbed Denji from behind, making himself and Pochita seriously injured. Apparently Denji was betrayed by the old man, who had made a deal with the devil because the Yakuza wanted the devil's power. But actually the devil just took advantage of them and turned them into a zombie troops because the devil was a zombie devil. The zombies were ordered to chase and finish off Denji. The seriously injured Denji could not dodge their attacks and had to accept the fate of his body being chopped up and thrown into the trash. Denji's blood flows and is drunk by Pochita, who with the remaining strength he gets up gives his heart to Denji and reunites Denji's body as before. Pochita merges with Denji's corpse and promises to see Denji fulfill his dream from within his body. Denji, who came back to life, realized that Pochita had merged with his body, as well as Zombie Devil, who was surprised to see Denji was still alive. He ordered the zombies to eat Denji immediately. When the zombies surrounded Denji to eat him, Denji transformed with a new badass appearance. Denji kills the zombies brutally. Zombie Devil feels overwhelmed against Denji to make him throw some zombies at Denji, who easily cut them. After Denji managed to defeat the Zombie Devil, he finished off the remaining zombie troops until morning. 3 official devil hunters came to the scene and saw corpses scattered everywhere. One of the devil hunters was Makima. She realized that Denji was the culprit behind the incident. Immediately Denji asked Makima to hug him, and immediately Denji's appearance transformed as before. Denji was offered work at the Public Safety Bureau as one of them, and he accepted. Makima then took Denji away from there. On the way, Denji just realized that Makima was actually a cruel person who treated him like a dog. But in his entire life, Denji just this time felt that there was someone who was kind to him, who made Denji like Makima. Makima, who has a good sense of taste and smell, can know that Pochita is still alive in Denji's body. Makima is so kind to Denji, and at the same time admits that Denji is the type of guy she likes. But Denji's words and quotes mean something else. Denji is brought to the Devil Hunters headquarters. He is given a new uniform and must work with his new partner, Aki. Aki beats Denji with an excuse to save his life from being wasted, especially with Denji's ridiculous motivation to join them. Just as Aki was about to leave, he was hit by an unexpected attack that hit his balls, making him barely move. But he got up and had a short fight with Denji, who kept aiming for the balls until Aki finally lay helpless. They return to the office to meet with Makima. She explains that Denji will be in the same unit with Aki in their experimental team. With a heavy heart, Aki must accept orders that Denji will live with him. The following day, Denji and Aki got the task of eliminating Fiend. a devil who had taken over human corpses. Aki told Denji to turn into a devil and finish off the fiend, but instead, he finished off the fiend with just the axe he was carrying. He reasoned he didn't want to mess up his opponent's body if he used the devil's power. After picking up porn magazines, Denji remembers his promise with Pochita that he will make his dream come true. Then he gets a new life goal, which is boobs. Back at headquarters, Makima introduces a fiend who will also become Denji's new partner. She is Power. Denji and Power were immediately given the task of carrying out patrols. Suddenly Power smelled the scent of a devil near them, who swiftly finished him off with her ability to manipulate blood into her main weapon. Makima, who arrived on the scene, immediately scolded Power and Denji for their reckless actions, but Denji and Power instead quarreled, accusing each other of lying. Denji is a little surprised to see Power being so obedient to Makima after she told him to shut up and work well. Denji is enjoying his life right now, but he thinks that if he has to continue cooperate with the devil, then his life will be messed up. Meanwhile, Power also doesn't like humans and only cares about her favorite cat, Meowie. Denji, who initially seemed indifferent to Power, immediately changed his mind after Power offered him to fondle her pay, in return for Denji to help Power retrieving Meowie. With great pleasure and passion, Denji is ready to help Power. On the way, Power reveals how much Meowie means in her life, as well as Denji, who tells about Pochita, who is now living in his body. Power responds to Denji's words that Pochita has died literally. Denji responds sarcastically to Power's words while looking at her epee. The higher-ups called Makima to find out the progress of her pet. Aki expresses his dislike for Denji, but Makima explains that Denji can turn into a chainsaw devil. That's what attracts Makima's attention, as well as information that Aki just found out. While Power took Denji away to the devil's hideout, who was holding Meowie hostage, Denji was hit by Power, although he had a chance to react, but it was not enough to dodge his attack, which knocked him down. Apparently Power deliberately brought Denji's body as food for Bad Devil, so he could recover his injured arm. Bad Devil immediately drank Denji's blood, even though it tasted disgusting. He plans to go and prey on humans in the city. As a form of agreement, Bad Devil must return Meowie to Power. Instead of returning, Bad Devil actually eats Meowie, which destroys Power's heart and spirit. That's when she understands Denji's feelings when he has to lose Pochita. Meowie was originally going to be eaten by Power when they first met, but Power instead fed and nursed her to make Meowie her only friend, before finally Meowie was taken hostage by Bad Devil. Then Power is also swallowed by the Bad Devil, who is still not satisfied with hunting humans. But Denji insists on sticking to the Bad Devil's leg because he doesn't want to lose Power's epee. He transformed into a chainsaw man and cut off one of the Bad Devil's hands. Denji had to fight while avoiding the citizens from their clash. When Denji was off guard, he was hit by ultrasonic waves from the Bad Devil, which caused quite a bit of damage. Thinking that the fight is over, Bad Devil attempts to eat the humans in front of him, but apparently Denji is able to get back up, making Bad Devil release the man and throw debris at Denji, which means nothing. Denji then attacks and brutally kills the Bad Devil. I think the first 3 episodes of Chainsaw Man are pretty good. The first episode explains the background of the main character of this anime, who has a life full of hardships and suffers so much. Because of the lack of life, Denji has an obedient nature to anyone as long as his needs can be met. Pochita has an important role in this story. Denji's emotional connection with Pochita is presented as a trigger for Denji to realize his dream, as well as being the beginning of Denji's source of power, being introduced as Chainsaw Man. The second episode is the beginning of Denji's journey towards a more intense conflict. When he joins the public society, we are shown new characters who become Denji's partners, and of course will have a great influence on Denji's life in the future. And in this episode it is also emphasized about Denji's ridiculous dreams that are not commonly shared by the main characters from other anime. For episode 3, at a glance, we are shown that these devils are spread all over the world and are used as military weapons. Maybe in the future battles can involve devils from various countries. while Denji and Power are slowly starting to understand each other's feelings because they have to lose something valuable in their lives. In their conversation, Power still doesn't know that Denji can transform into Chainsaw Man. Does Power finally find out in the next episode that Denji is a human who can turn into a devil? We should wait. So what do you think about this anime? The storyline, the visuals, the source of the power, is it interesting? Write in the comments column. Wait for the continuation of the episode only on this channel. That's it for this time. I hope you are always healthy and see you soon.